Okay, it's me again with another YouTube video, and I'm going to try to do this without being fucking interrupted, but I was halfway through the upper receiver last time with this weapon when I got rudely interrupted by some bullshit. So, let's start out this review of my second Remington Msr Mark II. This one looks a lot better than my first one because unfortunately the first one looked like shit. The only difference, well, the only thing that I borrowed from the first one is actually the Handguard, because that's what I started with originally with the first one. It was kind of a test to do this new Handguard procedure, and then I did it correctly, and then I tried to build the rest of the MSR. It didn't work out like I wanted it to. So I went back and I redid it, and this is what I got, and it looks fantastic. So let's go ahead and review this weapon. Open it up in LED. So, this is the Remington Msr. You might know this from Modern Warfare 3. It was pretty popular, really good for quick scoping and things like that. So we're going to start with the stock and work our way forward to the muzzle. So as you can see, there's a curve here, curve there, curves going along here. Fits nice and comfortably into your shoulder. You can, since it's on pins right here, here, and then two on the other side, you can pull it out and move it up or down depending on where you want it. There's a rail here and a rail here. I don't know why, they just are. There's a rail here on the bottom, which is for a monopod, things like that, so that it sits properly when you set it down and you're not shouldering it. This gear, this one operates this adjustment here, up this way and this way. This gear adjusts your cheek rest up and down. Both of these are non-functioning, they do not adjust the weapon. For the cheek rest, it's curved up on top so that it feels nice. It's got the little hole in the front and then the cylinders curved. Stock has all the sloping that's necessary. This little hole fits your bolts, but my stock actually flips to this side. I'm not even going to bother showing the stock on its hinge right here because it took me a good 2 minutes last time to get it all rearranged and shit like that. And it doesn't fold all the way because this stock is 4 studs wide, but the upper receiver right here is 6 studs wide. So they hit each other and they don't fold all the way. So I'm not even going to bother showing you guys that feature, but you do see the pin and you know that this does indeed fold the way that it's supposed to. Lower receiver is right here. The grip is in the black, curves in here, curve down, curve, and then the grooves for your fingers. Here's the trigger right here. Pull the trigger. Magwell is 6 studs wide. Magazine is 4. I could not find any information about the magazine release, so I don't know if it's like AKs or an M4s or anything like that, but I just went ahead and went with no magazine release. I didn't want to add one myself and then just like ruin everything. Slopes out of 4 studs into 6 studs for this upper receiver. It's got a detail slide right around there, detail slot right around there. It's got the 45 degree-ish curve here, and then I believe this is more like a 65 here, so I went ahead and used the 2 different slope pieces. The end of the bolt is angled like it's supposed to be, as you can see. Locks into place right there. Pull this up and then cock it back. Releases your bolts. Bolt has grooves in it on the front here, just to give it a little bit more extra detail. Full bolt looks like that. Shell ejection port is open and moves with your bolt so that you can actually show it reloading. Above that you have your rail system, so you have the kind of like, you can see air on through these. So here you can see air, here, here, and here. It's got the kind of the collar that goes right here, piece of metal, curves down the bottom here. It's got the full rail system up top here, which work kind of like an actual rail system. It's got the kind of the rails on the side, which slide into the grooves, which is what this scope is mounted to. Scope has those bright blue reticle points on the inside so that you can aim down and still see stuff. It's got the adjustment and adjustment. It's got the points where it locks in. On this side, there'd probably be a custom sticker that says MSR, but as of right now, there's nothing there. And the really cool thing about this weapon is actually the handguard, because it's an octagonal handguard, which means it has 8 sides. And I used kind of like a more custom way to do it instead of slope pieces, so that it has a much better look to it than what it originally does. So as you can see, all these black pieces here are for your vent holes. The gray pieces are your screws. This black piece, I don't know what it is, but it was on the reference picture that I was using, so I threw it in. It's got the rail system here, the rail system on bottom, rail system on this side, and it's got 2 extra rail systems here and here. And if the scope wasn't as big as it is, you'd be able to put canted iron sights there or canted red dot sight there, so that if you're not using your scope and you go more close range combat, you can just cant your rifle 45 degrees to the side, and then boom, you have your next reticle and you're not using the scope, which might screw you over. Coming out of that, we have our barrel, which is pretty basic, and then the muzzle brake, which is also pretty basic. So I wanted to show you guys what I was using as a reference picture. This was the kind of the reference image that I was using. It had this really long scope on it, and for some reason it just looked really, really nice. So I went ahead and I used that because I like the look of it. So that's pretty much it for the Remington Msr. This is one of my favorite weapons that I've ever built. It looks super, super sweet, and I've got, I believe, 2 more videos to do, and I'm down to 16%, but I should be able to knock them out no problem. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you want to see more videos like this one, don't be afraid to check out my YouTube channel or my website at bluejthemeister.weebly.com. As always, there will be a link in the description, so don't worry about that. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for watching.